All right, let's jump right in. Over the next few minutes, we're going to break down the massive AI for Dummies guide into the stuff you really need to know. We're going to cut through all the noise to figure out what AI is, how it actually works, and, what it all means for you.
So let's start with the big one. What is this thing, really? Is it some kind of creative genius you can collaborate with? A super smart analyst who never needs a coffee break? Or is it just a fancy parrot repeating patterns that it's already seen a million times?
Well, the truth is, it's kind of all of the above. But you can forget about the self-aware robots you see in the movies. At its heart, AI is really just a powerful new tool. Think of it like a Swiss Army knife for your brain. The real trick is knowing which little gadget to pull out and when.
Okay, first things first, let's get our definitions straight and separate the science fiction from the actual practical stuff that's already changing things up.
I mean, we've all seen those crazy headlines, right? That story about a driver caught sleeping in his car while it was doing 90 miles an hour? That's the hype. The reality, as the book puts it, is way more down to earth. It's really just about using computer science and a whole lot of data to solve problems. It's not magic, it's just math.
So, artificial intelligence, or AI, that's the big umbrella term. It basically covers any technique that lets a computer mimic human intelligence. And that can be anything from those old-school, complex if-then systems to the really slick models we have today. And right under that big umbrella, you'll find machine learning, or ML. This is where it starts to get pretty cool. See, instead of programming a computer with rules for every single possibility, ML systems actually learn from data. They spot patterns and make decisions, and they get better and better on their own over time.
And that brings us to the real star of the show right now, generative AI. This is a special type of machine learning that doesn't just analyze data, it actually creates new stuff from it. It's the difference between recognizing a cat in a photo and drawing a brand new cat from scratch. Gen AI is all about creation.
So how does all this work under the hood? Well, it all boils down to two fundamental things: data and algorithms. So let's take a peek inside the engine room. First, you've got to have data, and I mean a lot of it. Just think of data as the raw materials, right? The basic building blocks for any AI. If you want an AI to learn what a cat is, you've got to show it thousands, maybe even millions of pictures of cats first.
But raw materials are pretty useless if you don't have instructions, and that's exactly where algorithms come in. They're the recipes that tell the AI how to process all that data, how to learn from it, how to find the patterns, and ultimately, how to use it to solve a problem. And the amount of data we're talking about is just staggering. According to the source material, we're creating about 2.5 quintillion bytes of data every single day. That's a number with 18 zeros. This absolute explosion of data is the fuel that's been powering this whole AI revolution.
But, and this is super important, more data isn't always better data. The book highlights these 5 mistruths that can totally mess up your AI. We're talking about everything from outright lies, to leaving out important info, to just plain old human bias. It all comes down to that classic saying, garbage in, garbage out. If your raw materials are bad, your final product is going to be bad too.
Okay, enough theory. Let's get to the really exciting stuff. How can you actually start using this powerful tech, like today?
Well, in marketing, for example, Gen AI is a total game changer. It can create content like crazy and personalize things for customers on a huge scale. But as you can see, it's not a magic bullet. The results can be kind of generic sometimes. You definitely need a human to check for accuracy, and of course, you've got to be careful about data privacy.
And if you're a developer, tools like GitHub Copilot are almost like a superpower. It's like having a coding partner who never gets tired or needs a break. As you type, it doesn't just suggest words, it suggests whole chunks of code, which can seriously speed things up. It learns from your project to give you really helpful ideas.
And hey, it's not just for professional stuff. You can use it as a brainstorming partner in your own life. This prompt here is a great example from the book, showing how you could ask an AI for real, concrete ideas on how to manage your finances. It's an amazing tool for just getting ideas on the table.
Now, to really get the most out of your new AI assistant, you have to understand the rules of the road. It's not a crystal ball, it's a super complex system, and it has its own weird quirks and limits. And this is probably the biggest rule of all. You have to be aware of hallucinations. That's when an AI just makes stuff up. It'll generate information that sounds totally believable but is completely fake, and it will say it with 100% confidence. So you always have to fact-check what it gives you.
This slide right here shows the single most important skill you can learn for using AI: writing good prompts. A vague prompt like create an image of a beach gets you a generic, vague result. But when you get specific, when you give it details and context, you can guide it to create something that actually matches what's in your head. Just remember, the quality of what comes out is directly tied to the quality of what you put in.
But here's a fascinating little twist. Hallucinations are a big problem when you need hard facts, for sure. But the book asked a pretty cool question. Could they sometimes actually be a feature? This weird tendency to make unexpected connections can sometimes spark some amazing creativity, ideas a human might have never thought of.
All right, so we've covered what AI is, how it works, and how to work with it. Now, let's pull it all together into a really simple, actionable plan to get you started.
Your whole journey can start with this easy roadmap. Step 1, learn the basics, which, hey, you're already doing right now. Step 2, pick a tool that's easy to get started with, like ChatGPT, and just start playing around. And third, experiment. Seriously, the best way to learn is just by doing it. Give it little tasks, see what it's good at, and you'll figure out its strengths and weaknesses super fast.
And that's pretty much it. We've gone all the way from the sci-fi hype to practical reality, from raw data to real-world tools. The biggest takeaway here is this: AI is not some far-off future technology anymore. It's here. It's your new assistant ready to go. So the only question left is, what's the first thing you're going to ask it to do?